Hello, my name is Richard Swift, and I'm Company Secretary of the Therapy Database, a British registered charity. In this segment, I'd like to tell you where the Therapy Database came from and why. Some years ago, I was working with the European Commission and the European Parliament, and I was also talking with an oncologist called Bill White. Bill White was head of St Luke's Cancer Centre in Guildford, and he was also scientific director of the Thames Cancer Registry. I'd been working with the European Commission, and whenever we had to make a decision, we employed a person called a rapporteur to gather information for the committees, and the rapporteur's job was to gain information both for and against the proposal that was being considered. The rapporteur had no opinion himself or herself. The job was simply to take the information, put it in two piles, and give it to the committee. Now, when I was talking to Bill, he was saying that, he said, if you bring me a population of women with stage 1 breast cancer, I will save on average 95% of them. If you bring me that same population who've waited till stage 4, I'll be lucky to save 5% of them. And that was a matter of pure information. And the trouble was that at the time, people regarded a diagnosis of cancer as a death sentence, which it wasn't. But then what a lot of them did, they waited so long that it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. So what Bill was saying was, if we can find a way of getting information to people in a way that they can understand and read and understand and act on, of the benefits of early diagnosis and of the treatments that are available, arguments for and against them. Because he said, so often I have people coming to me with sheaves of stuff off the internet, desperate, saying, what do you think of this doctor? What do you think of that doctor? And what they came with tended to depend on whatever search engine they hit and whatever terms they happened to put into that search engine. So, but nowhere was there a comprehensive information laid out in a structured way on all the conventional and all the unconventional cancer treatments, so that people could go from one to the other and compare like with like, if that makes sense, or to see information laid out the same way, so that they could get a feel for this landscape of treatments. And he said that would be so beneficial. So that's what I set out and decided to create. I then met a man called Kenneth Wood, who was a friend, and he was senior partner of a law firm called Dawson & Company in Lincoln's Inn. In fact, Dawson & Company was the founder firm of Lincoln's Inn. And Kenneth said, he said, yes, I've been looking at trying to find this information against the time that my family need it. Not if we need it, but when we need it. So he said, if you will do this, Richard, my firm will found the charity for you as our sponsorship, gift, donation, or whatever. And that's what happened. And I said, well, if you do that, and Bill, if you put those life-saving capabilities of this information system in writing for me, then I'll do it. I was a bit young and a bit cocky at the time, thinking, oh, I can do anything, you know. And it was only, so Bill White put this in a letter form for me as to what the Therapy Database could do. And Kenneth Wood formed the charity for us, and then I had to do it. And it's taken much longer than in my worst nightmares, but we've actually finally got it going. And then finally, there were various people helped along the way, but there was an old lady called Jean Lynch, who, when I was just about to give up, because I just couldn't get the funding for it, I couldn't get it right. And she said, well, if you'll extend this from cancer treatments to all chronic degenerative conditions, I will give you the money you need to get it going. And I said, well, you know, I've been waiting for that offer for years, and I was about to give up. And now you've made the offer, so of course I've got to carry on. So thanks very much to Jean Lynch, who died last year. The Therapy Database exists and is growing and is attracting support. So that's where it came from. I hope that's been useful.